Well, hi everybody, I'm Greg Hahn, the Technical Director of the Academy of Model Aeronautics, and we're here today to discuss kind of a black art, so to speak, anymore, the idea of scratch building. One of the most important tools in a builder is the bench in which he builds on, which is what we're looking at right here. What you're seeing is a door. It's literally a door blanket. They're straight and they're flat, so you don't ever have to worry about getting warps in anything. If you build it straight to the board, it's going to be straight because the door is automatically straight and the door will never dip in the middle. And they're cheap. The second most important tool of any building job, whether it be a kit, scratch, what have you, is that you have to use a jig. A scratch built project, especially an airplane, are normally built on a crutch structure, and you have to have the jig to set the crutch on to put the formers on. And what you see here is a jig which I constructed to build the boat, and I've spent almost as much time building this jig as I have the boat, mainly because your boat is only as good as the jig you built to build the boat on, or airplane, or whatever you're building. So the jig is the second most important part. If you got a flat table and a good, well-built, precise, accurate jig, you've got two of the Achilles heels of building out of your way and done. You don't even have to think about it. The thing's going to come out straight, flat, unwarped, and when it's all said and done, it's going to perform the way you want it to perform, or the way you expect it to perform. Another important tool, which a lot of people don't use enough of sometimes, but that's just an opinion on my part, is a block and sandpaper. I know I'm oversimplifying this, and I don't mean to, but sandpaper is extremely important. You've got to have sandpaper of several different grits, a good solid sanding block. This is a bar. You can buy these from Great Plains or Tower, or any of the manufacturers. You can find them in your local hobby shops or what have you. This is just a flat bar of extruded aluminum. You use sticky back sandpaper that glues to it, and you've got a flat bar, which makes it so you don't get undulations in the wood when you're sanding, and it makes it so you can sand leading edges, trailing edges, what have you, and get them straight. A lot of times I make my own blocks just to fit a particular circumstance where I need to get sandpaper into a small corner or whatever. I'll take a half-inch by quarter-inch piece of spruce and put an angle on it and glue a piece of sandpaper to it so I can get into that little crevice and get it sanded. But sandpaper, gotta have it. It's definitely a piece of the puzzle. Another piece of the puzzle here is a shaper. We do a lot of carving, and you can set the blade at different depths, and what it is just a little hand plane. But it works for carving edges, carving the fronts, carving the sides. You can strip wood with them, and I think it's a $4 or $5 item, and I've got 3 or 4 of them with different depths on the blade, and literally couldn't live without it. So a little hand carver, a little hand plane, it's a must. You're not going to get too far without it, because if you try and cut the edges or do the edges with an X-Acto or a razor blade, getting it straight's not going to be easy. You got to have something with a blade in it with a block. And finally, basic tools. This is something I picked up in an auction probably 30 years ago, but this is what they call a spoke shave. Okay, it's what they used to make Model T spokes for their wheels, and this is how they made them. This is how they made them round. They shaved, and it shaves hardwood very easily, and it also has a little bit of a block area, but you can use it one-handed either way. It's an ambidextrous tool, and it cuts hardwood very easily and rounds things very easily. It works on, instead of using sandpaper or taking small pieces, you can use this to take big chunks at a time, and it takes the hardwoods down really quickly. So if you ever get a chance to go to an auction or maybe an antique store, if you can find one of these with a blade still in it, it's amazing how handy this tool is. And I use it to death, especially on boats. I've got a boat here. I'm not presently busy working on an airplane at this time. I've been working on this boat, trying to get ready for a big race in the fall, and it's a new boat that I'm building off of a fellow member. Dave Vilwalk drives the real boat. This will be the Spirit of Qatar, and this is a 4-point hydroplane made out of wood, of course, but it is all scratch built, and I built it off of the numbers that he gave me of the real boat. So I'm trying to recreate the actual boat in 1/8 scale for racing purposes. But I've used all these tools, and like I said, this jig fits this boat, and I'll show you how well it fits and how close you can actually get it. But let me slide this dude over here. Okay, and if you can build anything, airplane, boat, what have you, that fits this tight on a jig, it's going to be straight for you. But anyway, don't be afraid to attempt any project you like. Scratch building makes it so you can build things that most people don't have. If you get tired of going to the flying field and 5 of your buddies have got the same airplane in the same color as you do, which happens in the ARF days now, and you want something different, you're going to have to build it, and no sense in not digging into it now and building your dreams. So enjoy, and hope I've been some help. Thanks much.